Hi guys!
Hey, this is Zuzi and Keisha, and we
We're
are
gonna do public talking.
public speaking tips. Yes, we're gonna give you a few tips on public speaking. Which, for example, when we do public speaking, we don't do this because why? It is a bit distracting. It's hard to understand when you shake your head like this and when you do this. But what is actually first, Keisha? What is public speaking?
Public speaking is that you talk to your friends and then you say, okay, it's your turn to talk.
That is actually part of public speaking. Very true. It's listening as well. But public speaking is something we all do all the time. Sometimes you have to give a speech at school. Remember, you had to do a speech about your family.
I need to do a speech
About your family.
About my family.
Very good. And sometimes you might have to teach somebody how to do something. So sometimes you might have to sell something. There's different types of speeches. It's basically every time
saying,
you talk
do
to
you
someone.
want to learn how to do a cartwheel like me?
Yes, and you just showed something very important. Sometimes it's a really good way to start using a question. But first, let's us give the kids an example, right? Let's say, okay, so there's some different types of speeches. We've got a speech which is called a narrative, and that is a story. Sometimes you tell stories, don't you?
Yes.
Sometimes you can tell them about your day. So maybe you can tell us what you did today at school. Keisha can tell me, and she's got her hat.
I did today was talking with my friends
And playing, yeah?
And my friend didn't have a hat. She wanted to be with me, like me, so we can both be
At the playground playing.
yeah, with no hats together.
Oh, so that was a story in a way, yeah? Another type of speech, which is persuasive. And persuasive speech is when you try to sell something. So maybe people who are in the shops, shopkeepers are trying to make you buy something, or maybe you want your friends to play your game, right? When you say, can we play, please, 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 let's play this. Or maybe when you're trying to get your mom to buy you a new toy, right? Or a puppy. You're doing a persuasive speech. You're changing their mind. Yes, and that's very important. And there are ways to do that right.
Maybe after we can learn about bodies.
Yes, and that would be an informative speech.
Yes.
Wait, that would be an when you're giving information, right?
It's all about
So
bodies.
think about it. Who does information speeches? Who does all these informative speeches? Teachers. And
teachers.
yes, teachers. Teach you.
At
Teachers.
school with me. Miss Jenkins.
She teaches, yes, she teaches you, and she's doing a lot of informative
And I
speeches.
know all the words that I got.
Very good. Sometimes we have apologies when you have to say sorry to someone. And sometimes you have to say happy birthday to somebody, and that's a type of speech.
Saying,
or a toast,
like,
or a roast.
if your cousin broke his leg, you can go to the doctor
get better.
and say, are you okay? And give him some presents.
So these are the type of speeches that we can have a look at. Always know what type of speech you're doing. Bye, guys.